Maybe I ask Alan?
Yeah, sure. Remember, girl, I the feeling of homesick. Is that what you mean?
Just
like missing her or
yeah,
missing
yeah,
each other?
not really homesick, but like when you think of like someone that you know from back from your old school days, that when you think of her, you have that feeling of possible. You really miss her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, really? More than.
Yeah, and I haven't got that feeling for quite some time. I remember at the time when I was a school kid and I had fallen in love into someone, and then each day I get the motivation to go to school because I got a chance to see the person. So it gives me a motivation. Wake up, Alan, please go to school because we are going to see the person very soon. And I guess it's a very good kind of feeling to make me move forward, even though it's kind of something like homesick or missing some person. Yeah. So that's it.
Thank you, Alan. And you know that Christmas is around the corner. And can any one of you share with us any past Christmas that makes you very memorable and you really makes you feel nostalgic? Any past Christmas? Anyone want to share about your Christmas?
You know, my first sister married with the American. So normally in Korea we don't celebrate Christmas. But after she married with the American, and then every year when my nephew and niece was young, every year she visited to Korea, and then we had to follow the American style, you know, Christmas party, which means we have a very big tree, and then we put all those, you know, we package all those presents for my niece and nephew. And the first thing in the morning on the 25th of Christmas Day is the first thing after you wake up, everyone, all the family members, we get together in front of the Christmas tree, and then we unpack the present. And it was so exciting because my sister do not allow unpack the present at the same time. So we need to wait one person finish all, you know, unpacking the present and then showing around, this is my present, and it was really, really good feeling. But unfortunately, my nephew and niece are all grown up now. They don't want to spend time anymore with us. So we do not, you know, follow our family culture anymore. But I really feel homesick when I think about, you know, our good family culture for Christmas.
About the Christmas that I spent with my family, because they are now away from me. So thank you for sharing that. And the next topic that I have is, can you please tell me a place that you have been to? When you think about this, it makes you feel nostalgic. Place that is in your mind that makes you feel nostalgic. Anyone that share?
I'm good at it. So, let's say a place that makes me feel not whatsoever, or just legit, or homesick, will be my secondary school. I think most of people will agree that secondary school is one of the most memorable and happy time in your life. Because at that time you're a small kid or young adult. You have a lot of time to play, you have time to stay with friends, classmates. You don't want to go back to home after school because you want to stay in the school with more time to enjoy the time with them. as well as to copy some homework. That's why it's one of the very interesting pace in my time. And after you graduate from secondary school or high school in the US term, and then you will become like a more mature person. You go to universities and then you start to work, and everything will very much like financial or money focused, and also a lot of political things. You can never like find a lot of real friendships in the business world or in the workplace. So I think one of the pace that I enjoy most will be my secondary school time, and then after I try to visit my school like once a year or twice or one per every year, 2 years, to make me feel that kind of feeling to enjoy time and see how the young adults are doing there. Thank you.
Yeah, we all think about the good old childhood days and this feeling of feeling homesick or feeling full. How about the past old days are so good? Can someone share that any good old childhood days that you have that once you think of it, you really feel really happy and have a feeling of nostalgic? Just any childhood events or occasions that you thought about that makes you feel nostalgic. Yes, Shelley,
I'll time it for you.
Time that my father used to bring me to the park nearby my home, my flat again, and they have a very exciting slides there that you can't find now in the park in Hong Kong because due to the safety reason. The slide is actually very tall. It's like one and a half floors tall, and I like to go there to play every time. And my parents actually took a lot of pictures of me in the park. But unfortunately, because I live in Chiang Mai and they have the reconstruction, the park is actually kind of disappeared like 10 years ago. And during that, I was actually feeling very sad because this used to be the place that have a lot of memories there. I have a lot of memories there. Like I used to go there every weekend. After I went to the park, I usually did some shopping with my mom in the supermarket or go to the market, and then we would have dinner at home together. But then the park disappeared means that one part of my very important childhood disappeared. So every time I pass by, I just feel very upset because now there is a subway there. The train store, and I think it's kind of like it doesn't make sense that we got the subway in Chiang Mai because no one tried to visit there. I didn't see any customer to be honest. So I guess this is some of the place that I feel nostalgic.
It's very good that you can share the different events with me. Alan, your voice, that means you wake up in the morning, and it's the Christmas time, and secondary school time is really, sometimes it's pretty good to think about the past and how it makes you feel nostalgic and happy. So yeah, that's it for this session, and yeah, thank you very much.
One thing I forgot to mention before the table topic session was that I believe each of you have a ballot, correct? So what you do, well, the fifth speaker is Shelley. identify, well, whoever you think the best table topic speaker was, and you put the name there, and then at the end of today's meeting, I'll collect the ballots all together with the best evaluator and the best speaker. And then we'll do a tally up, and then we will award whoever gets the highest vote for being a best evaluator, best prepared speech speakers, and best table topic speaker. So moving on, I mentioned there was the first part of the Toastmasters meeting was the unprepared speech, the table topics session. The second part of our Toastmasters meeting is our prepared speech session, where we have 2 to 3 or 2 to 4 speakers to come up here to deliver a speech that he or she has previously written a script for and well prepared for. That is like working towards certain education goals and projects. So we have 2 speakers for today's meeting. The first speaker is, I regard him as a professor for Toastmasters. This individual has natural talents of delivering very exciting, very high energy speech. And I am very amazed by his enthusiasm whenever I was very tired. When I listen to his speech or just look at him in person, I feel energized already. So he will be delivering Project 6 of the Competent Communicators Manual, or known as the Your Body Speaks, correct? Your body speaks or your voice speaks? Your body speaks.
Voice.
Your voice, verbal varieties. And the evaluators for his speech would be Alan. Alan? Oh. Yeah, Alan. So without further ado, please put our hands together and welcome Vikas.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Yes, professor, right? So what I'm pleased to do is good evening. Well, the subject of my speech today is sensible guns. I really wish guns would be sensible. I really wish guns would shout every time a miner would pick them up and say, I'm not working. But guns don't. I wish guns would turn around in transformer style and shoot the person who's trying to shoot innocent people, but guns don't. Is it so difficult for guns to be sensible? Maybe not. Or the Americans would have harsher gun control laws. Last week, some 28 people were killed in Newtown, Connecticut, USA. 20 of them were children, 6 to 7 years old. Have you seen the pictures? Some of you have. 20 sunflowers, blue-eyed, red cheeks, picture perfect. 20 families will never hear them say, Mama, I want candy. Or Papa, I love you. Or hear their laughter ever again. What a heavy burden to carry for their parents all their lives. And has this not happened before? Well, early this year, there was the largest massacre of this kind in USA, when the Batman movie Dark Knight Rises was released. But the Americans haven't learned their lessons. Every time an accident like this happens, we have politicians, including President Obama, saying, this is atrocious. We pray for the families of the deceased. And there are 400 such incidents catalogued in the Wikipedia. 400 of them. Every time a politician prayed, but the guns did not become sensible. Right? So I was looking at what are the reasons that Americans want guns in their homes. Right? So I did some research, and really funny, this one. The first reason was, well, guns don't kill people, people kill people. But once you get over the poetry of this language, you realize how hollow it is. Because guns don't kill people, but they certainly make it easier for people to kill people. It's as simple as that. The second argument is, well, fire and drugs kill people. So should we ban matches and lighters? And should we ban drugs? Well, this is really taking the argument too far, because fire is used to warm your food and keep your house warm. And drugs are used for the critically ill and injured to relieve their pain in that condition. Of course, they are misused for people who want to hallucinate and have a lighter time. And fire is misused by arsonists to burn homes and burn cars when they are angry. But the sole intent of making matches, lighters and drugs is not to kill people. The sole intent of guns, even if they be sold legally, is to kill people. The third argument which I came across is, well, guns are sold openly so that people may use them in self-defense. Well, that I can agree. But if those guns are left freely in the house, children watching Transformers, you know what happens? They start playing and shoot themselves. Or they get angry with their mom, they pick up the gun and shoot their mom. I read in the Hong Kong papers and Standard this year, some child, his mom said, don't use the computer so much. He got angry and started using knife. If there was a gun, he would have used it. If I fight with my friends in school and they all call me gay, and I'm not, I take a gun and go and shoot them. And even if I am, I'll go and shoot them. But you get the point. The last argument which I found was really meaningless as well is the Second Amendment. So for those who do not know the Second Amendment in the American Constitution, it goes something like this. A well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of people to bear and keep arms shall not be infringed. That means it allows people to bear, walk in the streets with arms and keep arms in their homes. Well, that was written 200 years ago, and I don't think it's relevant anymore. And if you don't believe me, then have what Thomas Jefferson had to say. So Thomas Jefferson, he is an American founding father. He is the third president of the United States of America, and he is the principal author of the Declaration of Independence of the Americans. And what he said was, every law and every constitution naturally expires at the end of 19 years. To enforce it any longer is to use force, is not a right. But they don't get it. So you might think, why am I discussing these reasons and what happened in America, in Asia? Well, you know how we Asians are. We like to ape Americans, right? And I will not be surprised if kids over here, troubled teenagers and the like, want to be the first person in China, or the first person in India, or the first person in Hong Kong to do something like that. Because although we have divided our countries by borders, emotions still sweep across borders. So I would like to, in conclusion, call upon you to blog, use the social media to express your displeasure at what Americans are doing to the whole world, influencing the whole world, the children of the new world, by their acts, by their lax laws. And I really pray that Americans stop acting dumb and do more than hoping that guns become sensible. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe that's your vote. Just a minor corrections to what I just mentioned before introducing Vikas. Today we only have 2 prepared speech speakers and 2 evaluators. Actually 3 evaluators, so that's okay. But for the prepared speeches, we don't vote for today's meeting because we only have 2, so it doesn't make sense to have the best evaluators and leave the other one behind. So you just vote for the best evaluators and the best table topic speakers. And on top, you see some blank space here. Basically, these are the areas where you can write some feedback or write some comments for the prepared speech speakers or Vikas. So he has just delivered a wonderful speech about sensible guns, so he would like to listen to our comments about his speech. Because we only have one allotted session for prepared speaker's evaluation, but I know a lot of you like to give some comments to him, so we will take about 1 minute for you to write down some comments and pass it to Vikas. Alright, 1 minute's up. Our next prepared speech speaker is also a wonderful person. So why I think he is wonderful is because he likes to read philosophical books that I could never understand. When I first met this individual, he always asked me, what's the meaning of life? And that's a very difficult question, even with an MBA. It's a very difficult question to answer, trust me. It took me a year and I still didn't have an answer. What's the meaning of life? And this person likes to deliver speeches about life, about how to make life better and how to make people happy, and like to disclose a little bit about his relationships and personal life. And he also likes to participate a lot in Toastmasters events, such as being an assistant area governor and the vice president of education. And his speech for today is, like I said, make your life better. And because the evaluator for his speech was originally Kathy, but Kathy has some is not able to make it for today's meeting. So we have Yasuo as the evaluators for his speech. Please put our hands together and welcome the second speaker, Terry.
Thank you. Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters. It won't be always that kind of philosophy to answer the question. Tonight my topic is about student life. May I have a question first? Is there anybody who didn't use iPhone here? Who didn't use? Okay, few people. Who didn't use? Yeah, who didn't? Okay, who didn't use iPhone and Samsung? Smartphone. Yeah, who didn't not even use smartphone? No? Okay, congratulations to you guys have entering the electronic age. Tonight my topic is about the electric make your life better. Once upon a time, when I was a child, I'm much more handsome than right now. While I have a very close friend, female friend. She's very charming, and she's at the age of 8, same as me at that time. And more importantly, she didn't live far away from me. Then I got a chance to go back to school with her and then come back home with her together. That's an incredible experience. However, I heard a bad news from her. She had to immigrate to US. And we get along very well. She must feel very homesick after moving to US. Then I plan to write a letter to her, but the delivery typically accounts for almost a month in China. And in order to let her receive my letter, because she must feel very sad not seeing my letter every day. So by logic, I need to send maybe like 30 letters in a month to ensure she can receive every day, right?
Oh, that's sweet.
So I decided to spend my whole life of saving at that time, at the age of 8, to the post office to post for the delivery. That's how challenging for a child to write letter every day. You can't imagine that that's not easy, right? Until the day my dad brought a box of electric device with a huge display, and he told me the most amazing thing he had told me in my life. That is ICQ. Then I can send her a letter every second. Electric really help you to maintain the relationship. That's amazing how good it is. That helped me to keep the relationship more than 15 years until now. It's a pure relationship, and because you don't have the chance to break the rule for the relationship, how amazing electric is. The second thing I'm going to talk about is electric can enhance the efficiency to your work. Like my current work, I need to spend maybe 2 years to calculate the data without a computer program, without a simulation. And further, using the electric device, you can research the information needed in seconds by exploring the internet. The third thing I want to share is about, which is amazing to all of you, that is iCloud and Google Drive. Even during our Exco working data sheet, that helped us a lot to eliminate the working time. Because when Charles Law, he put a worksheet, and then Wilson Tam will follow up, and then a lot of things can be added at the same time, even we don't have it in the same meeting. That's amazing. And iCloud also help you to save a lot of time for your help you to save your personal data uploading in the internet. That must be the channel and help you to figure out the problem by your iPhone instead of a MacBook when you're out traveling. So finally, before my end of the speech, I would like to raise the last question. As it's going to be the end of the work, and so how will you spend your time within these 4 days to make your life better? It's a multiple question. Firstly, A is resign your job, resign your work, and then go free time. The second choice is travel to the North Korea, experience a different way of life back to normal. The choice C is use $1 to buy an iPhone 5 plus $1 plus a 15-inch MacBook with Retina.
Why is it my
Okay, that's so obvious. All of you guys will choose the C, and no. For better speech. You must be choose C, right? And this electric can help you to maintain the connection, make your life easier and have lots of fun. Still can enhance your efficiency during your work. So why not choose